Paul Graham from Peak Personal Training. So today I'm going to talk to you about soy. And last week I was watching Dr. Oz for a little bit because I saw him advertise he was going to talk about some of the negative health effects that are related to soy. And the segment went by very quick and they didn't discuss really a lot of hands-on stuff people could actually be doing. So this video is going to be pretty quick, but I'm going to put up a link in the description box about where you can find an article that's going to discuss in detail a lot of the stuff about soy. So we're going to give you a brief overview. And there's a lot of different problems with soy, and we're just going to discuss 3 or 4 of the main issues. So the first one we're going to talk about is anti-nutrients. So soybeans naturally contain these things that people refer to as anti-nutrients. And we don't need to get really complicated and into all the science behind it. The important things you need to know are they can cause gastric distress, so they can give you a lot of stuff like abdominal pain, abdominal bloating, issues with bowel movements, all the different digestional stuff that you hear me talk about all the time. So you can have those kind of issues. Another big problem is they can actually create issues with absorbing the proteins in the soy. And so this is a real problem for vegetarians because a lot of them consume soy because they're like, this is a good protein source, I hear it's really good. But a lot of them actually aren't absorbing the soy properly because of these anti-nutrients. Another thing is that they can make people, because of these issues, chronically deficient in amino acids. And amino acids are basically the building blocks for protein. Okay, so basically proteins consist of a bunch of different amino acids. So there can be some issues there. Also, like any other legume, soybeans aren't complete proteins, so they don't have complete amino acid chains. And so you usually need to consume these with something like rice that's going to help to complete the amino acid chains. But even if you do complete the amino acid chains, you're still going to have the issue with the anti-nutrients in the soy blocking you from actually being able to absorb the proteins fully. Okay. Second thing is phytic acid. Okay, so there's a few different types of food out there like nuts, seeds, and legumes that are covered in phytic acid. And so this is naturally occurring. And the issue with this is they can actually make it hard or impossible for your intestines to actually absorb a lot of the minerals that are in the food. So in the case of soy, they can actually create issues with absorbing a lot of the minerals like iron, zinc, or calcium. And so instead of actually getting kind of all these nutrients that they say, oh, soy is packed with protein, it's packed with minerals, your body a lot of times is actually just pushing this right through. Okay, and so this can make you really mineral deficient. And if you look at, again, a lot of the issues, if you have someone who's on, let's say, a vegan diet, and they're relying on getting a lot of their calcium, let's say, from soy, a lot of it isn't actually going to be getting into your body and being used. So this is a serious problem. It's going to go straight in and out of your body. Okay. Fermentation. So a lot of soy products can be fermented. So your miso soup or your tempehs, these kind of things are actually fermented. So the fermentation process actually helps to break down the phytic acid and these anti-nutrients. So if you're going to be consuming soy, you want to try to have it be a fermented version of this instead of it being just a straight raw version or a lot of the processed stuff like tofu. So you want to make sure that if you are going to be taking in soy, it's fermented. Okay. The other thing, genetically modified. So soy is probably the highest genetically modified organism on the planet because in North America, I think it's over 90% is owned by Monsanto. So a lot of issues surround genetic modifications. So if you want to look for any of these, it'd be really easy to find. Just Google issues with genetic modification. So almost all soy that you're coming into contact with in North America is going to be genetically modified and have all the issues that go along with possible issues that go along with genetically modified food. Okay. So hopefully I've given you a bit of information about soy that if you're consuming it on a regular basis or daily basis, you can think about. And if you're having certain gastrointestinal issues or you're finding yourself lacking energy or you find it difficult to put on some muscle or you find you're losing a lot of muscle mass, then these are things that you want to look into and see, well, am I getting fermented soy or am I eating just regular soy all the time? And again, if you're looking for more information, you can just click on the link to the article, and it's a great article. It's packed full of information. If you have any questions, please feel free to shoot me an email at info@peak-personaltraining.com or check us out online at www.peak-personaltraining.com. Have a great weekend.